Is he in the conversation alongside Franklin Roosevelt and LBJ and George Washington in terms of great presidents who did big things?
Welcome to this week's Wacky Moments of Leftist Extremism. Now, this is the week that the leftist media just fawned over Joe Biden's mumbled farewell address.
By name, I think this was a speech for the history books. Lester, this is a president delivering his final farewell address to the American people. Yes, defending his legacy, but also with this very firm warning. It harkens back to what we heard from former President Obama in his farewell address.
So I guess Joe basically just plagiarized. Again, it was so.
A speech for the history books.
Institutions that are rooted, they just might not reflect the timeless words, but they
How will this historic presidency be remembered? I mean, we know how polls show will be remembered. Perhaps he could be compared to Jimmy Carter. Oh, wait, no, this is the leftist media. They're insane, so they don't really care what real people think.
Is he in the conversation alongside Franklin Roosevelt and LBJ and George Washington in terms of great presidents who did big things? Or does he end up in the conversation with Woodrow Wilson and James Garfield and John Kennedy of if they had lived longer, if they'd been healthy enough, if they'd been able to do more, how would we have assessed them?
He's either as great as George Washington, or we'll all lament his age and that he just couldn't run for another term, Yeah, the guy's not even out of office and the media's rose-colored glasses are on.
So I miss him already. I miss him. He's a good person. You know, he spent the last 50 years caring about the country.
Caring enough to bring home record inflation during his tenure and a vision to keep spending tax money all the way out the door. 3 months into the fiscal year already and deficit spending $200 billion over last year. Funny the media doesn't mention that. The media does question why people like Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen just didn't boast harder about that great Biden economy.
Regardless of our inflation, could you have been a better cheerleader for the economy?
Well, tried to explain why we were doing the best we could. We did see a huge increase in prices, something like 20% increase in the general price level over about 3 years.
Yeah, that's worth bragging about, isn't it?
I'm sick and tired. You know, if people want to lie about the economy, they can lie about the economy. Well, I don't take that as personally. I mean, because that's their own problem, because they're going to be judged.
Oh, please, judge me now. Democrats can't possibly ever be responsible for anything bad. I mean, you want to call out those leftist DEI policies and the impact they may have had on the California wildfires?
It's the definition of a dog whistle, he says, and it's taken various forms since at least the end of the Civil War.
Yeah, it's a racist dog whistle, and you're going back to slavery if you do that. What's the title of this particular tax-funded NPR report? Ah, yes, it's a right-wing conspiracy theory. Well, those types of theories have never ended up being true under the Biden administration. The media are here to just parrot Democratic talking points and tell you what the true problem is.
You would have to be a fool to not understand what climate change is doing to this country and the world.
Wildfires raging in LA are highlighting the risk of climate change. Yes, climate change.
The wildfires in California are the latest in a string of natural disasters made worse by climate change.
A big part of why we're seeing more wildfires is climate change.
We're going to talk about these destructive fires compounded by climate.
A lot of people talking about climate change.
That's not even a theory. The media claims it's just a fact. There's no debate. But what about all those decisions of the California leftist leaders? Could we pose a theory that they might have some role of responsibility here?
As we continue covering these destructive wildfires out west, the state's governor, LA's mayor, they are really fending off attacks from Donald Trump and his allies.
Donald Trump is blaming President Biden and Governor Newsom for these fires.
It is a well-worn page in Trump's playbook.
This is classic deflection because he doesn't want to talk about climate change.
Even though he's not back in office yet, it's totally Trump's fault and his climate change. I mean, the Biden years are soon over, so the media is just getting ready to go back into full Trump meltdown mode. Because they learned nothing from their ratings, MSNBC is gearing up to bring you more Rachel Maddow. Yeah, back to 5 nights a week, which is a bold plan since I guess she thinks she'll have to broadcast from some Trump camp. But that's not a conspiracy theory, somehow.
And Rachel Maddow is on 5 nights a week.
Now is the time, so we're gonna do it. Settle in.
I know what you're thinking. What could be possibly more vomit-inducing than repeated exposure to Maddow's deceit and hate? Well, hold on, because Jen Rubin has some news for you.
Hi, I'm Jen Rubin.
And I'm Norm Eisen.
I am here to announce I am leaving the Washington Post in order to co-found with Norm an exciting new online platform, The Contrarian.
Boy, that sounds really exciting.
Yes! It's not cringe in any way.
We'll have a humor column. We'll even have a cooking column, but we're gonna sprinkle in a little bit of pro-democracy flavor.
What the hell is that? Boy, I can't wait. I can already smell at least 2 communist meatballs cooking up. I'm Eric Scheider saying, get spicy. Activate against the leftist media. Visit the MRC homepage. Click on that donate button. Visit MRC.org for all the latest in videos, information, and entertainment. And be sure to like, share, and subscribe to these videos on the platforms that let you see us. Now, we'll be back soon with another look at leftist media madness.